Well, as we did say, Dr. S P Udhayakumar, he is the face of the Kudankulam protest. Here's a report on the man.
I'm not a politician. Why should I be arrested? But I'm ready for arrest.
S P Udhayakumar, the face of the anti-nuclear campaign at Kudankulam, now slapped with charges of sedition and waging war against the country. A campaigner against nuclear energy for years, the recent Fukushima tragedy struck a chord with many and catapulted him to be the leader of the campaign against the Kudankulam plant. Born in the adjoining Kanniyakumari district, S P Udhayakumar earned his post-graduation in literature, got his PhD in the US, taught in the University of Minnesota for 3 years before returning to India in 2001. He runs his school through a trust in his hometown and teaches peace studies around the world. The protesters, ordinary fisher folk, mostly women, earlier blocked roads and prevented government employees from performing their work. But with Chief Minister Jayalalitha initially supporting the movement, police looked the other way. With Amma's U-turn, the state has now turned the heat on the protesters. Behind bars are also around 200 protesters, including 15 activists, some of them key members of the struggle committee.
100% control irke. Endha prachanai varada inmela.
Sir, edu Udhayakumar kaidhu nalla chepparu sir.
Kadicha udane pidichiruvom.
But the big question, is it right to criminalize protests by ordinary people by slapping cases of sedition and waging war against the country?
But the big question, is it right to criminalize genuine protests by ordinary people in a non-violent way by slapping sedition and charges of waging war against the country?
They are behaving like a British colonial rule. In fact, actually, the government of India and government of Tamil Nadu are waging a war against the people of this country, and which means they are waging a war against the constitution of this country. Actually, if somebody has to be booked, it is a Manmohan Singh and Jayalalitha government. They have to be booked for sedition against the people of India.
It's the first nuclear project nearing completion after the Fukushima disaster. The world would be keenly watching not just India's stand on nuclear energy, but also how it addresses the inevitable opposition and apprehensions at the grassroots level. With Sam Daniel at Idin Thakarai, Vijay Kumar for NDTV.